what it's saying today was made it thus far. One star knows where tomorrow will follow. One bar raises, you're the same as your sorrow. How dark does the palette need to be for us to see? The dream might not come with the scene. So for now I'm panting, now that I've done the planting, which was another proposition from a ranting. Sent from anxiety, scared of variety. Oh so quietly, I will be my own cup of tea. Cunningly running from frustration makes nexation your intention, no question. Your advice won't ride a day twice. It will never bore ya, it's just around the corner. Seasons will come and all the reasons will go. We'll find a way to explain why all we do is in vain. This may be different next time, beyond the present inside. To give another chance, to take the stance, break the plan. Stepping at once I had the header, now just another dropped cause. So I panic, attack what I don't see, lack what I don't breathe. Can I redeem the moments I thought I was content? I'm bent on the bar, not to raise very far, for I thought I was taught, don't draw dreams. How does one see you? What can one lead to appease their heart? By throwing the dart, and so for now I'm stressed. I'm maddest at the best, a measure of the crest, and never to be guessed, and never will be. Only he who made me can tell the stream to arise, and they swallow their tides. My pride's only lower than the pain that I can handle. The ride isn't longer, just a strain upon the angle. Life that you don't see, you'll have to believe, cause it will never bore ya, it's just around the corner. And now the seasons will come, and all the reasons will go. We'll find a way to explain why all we do is in vain. This may be different next time, beyond the present inside. To give another chance, to take the stance and break the plan. And now the seasons will come, and all the reasons will go. We'll find a way to explain why all we do is in vain. This may be different next time, beyond the present inside. To give another chance, to take the stance and break the plan. I've only wanted to see if there's a way to my dream. I didn't want to realize how much I'd hurt through my tries. I didn't want to embrace what change could rescue my days. To be beyond defeat for me, it would never bore ya, it's just around the corner. It will never bore ya, it's just around the corner. Sweating, I never knew the setting was just another proposition with forgetting. I always wanted that way, please don't take it this way. I only know what it's saying today was made it thus far. One star knows where tomorrow will follow. One bar raises, you're the same as your sorrow. How dark does the palette need to be for us to see? The dream might not come with the scene. So for now I'm panting, now that I've done the planting, which was another proposition from a ranting. Sent from anxiety, scared of variety. Oh so quietly, I will be my own cup of tea. Cunningly running from frustration makes nexation your intention, no question. Your advice won't ride a day twice. It will never bore ya, it's just around the corner. Seasons will come, and all the reasons will go. We'll find a way to explain why all dropped calls, so I panic attack.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the Interlagos track here for round 3 of the Division 3 Championship. 15 corners for the 15 drivers to face tonight. We've got an interesting championship lined up. Tonight is the last... Oh, no, sorry. We've got another 50% race next week. My apologies as we go... We don't. I thought that said Monza. Next week is 100% at Imola. Week after that, 100% at Spa. We have 2 fantastic racing weeks coming up. And let's have a look at the championship. Fizzo currently leads our championship over Panache. Combat Rat in 3rd. Siphon in 4th. And, of course, Fluxy in 5th. Alfa Romeo leading the Constructors' Championship. 37 points to Alpine's 34. And then Ferrari's 31. And I am joined by the incomparable Give Him a Ring. It's Officer Ling. How are you going, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Why are we giving me a ring?
It just rhymes, mate. I think that's as simple as it gets.
It's
Ring-a-ling-ding.
fantastic. I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Crosso. I'm keen to be back. I'm glad that I am back.
We can go now to our live race here in the beautiful Brazilian city. As we get ready, a track that's quite a favourite for a lot of drivers. Ling, how do you feel about the Autodromo Carlos Paquet?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the more experienced racers go up against some of the newer races, because this track can pretty much anyone can win. You've got every possible action to happen tonight. Someone can pull something, a miracle out of somewhere and end up in first, and I'm just excited to see it.
It's going to be a good bit of racing. This track does promote a lot of good, tight battles. But what we also know is that there's a lot of track warning issues that exist around here as well. So definitely going to be interesting to see which drivers really take the aggressive approach to getting out wide and how many drivers can serve. The other thing that often happens in Brazil is some moisture. Oh, I've been kicked from the session. How are you going?
I got kicked as well.
Lovely. Apparently Foxy joined.
I don't quite know what's happened for me. Did it just say you can no longer spectate?
Yeah, it did. I'm back in the lobby. The lobby has been updated.
I have to.
One moment, everyone. We're just
unfortunately.
Here's the standings. Look at those. They're fantastic.
Ain't nothing like a little bit of technical difficulties to get us going.
It's perfect. Yes, no, I can't join the session apparently, so we're going to be leaving the session and joining again. How's it going, chat? Talk amongst yourselves for a moment while we sort out, obviously, non-issues.
I want to steal your brain. How was the racing last week? Because chat may be aware, chat may not be aware. I wasn't here last week.
No, we replaced you with Butters last week for a one-off appearance from him.
Gotta love Butters.
We do love Butters. Butters is a great time. So joined him in the box last week, and yeah, the sprint race into the feature race at Baku, that was an absolute delight. I think most people would say. I think there's a couple of calls of me yelling at different drivers to not do certain things and to do certain things.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
We are rejoining the race here, hopefully as a spectator. Otherwise, I'll be jumping on the wheel and showing everyone how to actually race here at Carlos Paquet. Butters is indeed one of the most people of all time, as Reblitz has said.
That's beautiful.
Stunning.
That's the most accurate thing.
All right, here we are. Coutinho's out. Something happened to Coutinho while we were off. Although he's in the pits, perhaps he's serving some form of penalty. I didn't look at the penalties before the stream, Ling. Maybe you can go for a quick FIA discovery.
I can go for a quick dive for you. I've got you.
But here we are. We are on board with Trenny, the king of Brazil. Currently a 108.112 leading the way. Fluxy in second, a 108.386. Panache, a 108.947. And Westhoff, a 109.234 in fourth place. Fizzo and Loggy Bear, the other two to have set times at the moment, but neither of them within a second and a half as... yep, nothing... Someone got a lap in, but that was Panache. Panache in third, I think, or Siphon in fourth. One of the two. 108.1 as a Bankerzilla, you are correct. Absolute brilliant lap time.
And after doing a little bit of a deep dive into the qualifying bands, Coutinho is currently swerving a qualifying band.
We're good.
So he will be unable to set a qualifying time this week. He will be starting from 17th place.
Let's have a look at the man, HK Racing, as he comes down on a hot lap, and he can take us around a lap here as we come down into the turn 4 left-hander into turn 5. Full acceleration here. These cars love it with the downforce. This is a very difficult double right-hander up the hill, especially if you're in cockpit mode. Very hard to spot the second apex as HK just touches it gently and then misses the next one after that. Let's see how the rest of this lap goes with him. Favourite corner on this track, Ling?
It's definitely the one that HK just took. That is like... There's nothing more satisfying to me than hitting a nice technical corner. And it just feels right when you do it perfectly. So...
No, I agree with you. It's a short lap around Interlagos, but it's a very satisfying lap when you get it right. HK hasn't set a time yet as he comes up the line. Looked like he was going into the pit lane, but shortening the route as much as he can. A 109.346 for the man HK. Azza, his teammate, up into fourth with a 108.9. Trenny's a bit untouchable at the moment. He's 2/10 clear of the field and having a happy days.
Yeah, he's done well to secure himself that time, but if it's anything like the first week, we had I can't remember who had the gap, but he had a gap and it was very, very quickly taken away.
I think we're about to hit one of those awkward periods in the qualifying where everyone's coming into the pits here, so...
Yeah.
We're
going to have everyone in the pits?
Yeah, there's a couple
We're
coming
going to
out
have
now.
everyone.
I can see one of the Alpha Tauris. I'm going to guess it's Foxy. It is Foxy. Oh, he's good tonight. He's on fire. So we've got Foxy coming out, we got Loggy Bear coming out, and we've got the McLaren of Westhoff coming out as well to set their second time. Still 12 minutes left in the session. What's your strategy when you have a short lap like this one? You know, a 1 minute 10 lap. Are you looking at getting 3 runs done? Do you sort of just chill and, you know, maybe do one longer run, one shorter run? How do you approach this sort of qualifying?
In terms of like my personal... I always love to get as many laps in as I can, unless I'm sitting somewhere comfortable. If I'm sitting in like that top 4 and I don't feel like I can get up into that first place, like I'm usually happy sitting comfortable waiting for someone to beat me. But if I'm yet to set a lap that I'm happy with, I love to get as many laps out as I can. So Foxy making his way around for his hot lap.
That's right on board with the Foxy man. Let's see how it goes. Take us through it, Officer Ling. Give us a lap.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I'm doing this for a lap. Nah, I'm very impressed with Foxy last season. Absolutely fantastic racer. He takes it a bit too close on the inside, a little bit of slip and slide. May have invalidated his lap time with Interlagos being very, very heavy on the corner cutting. But he doesn't seem to have bought his lap, so he may be playing it just perfectly along the lines as he makes his way into what I believe to be one of the most technical parts of the track, Sector 2. Absolute beautiful. My favorite corner. He's going to take that apex perfectly. Maybe a little bit too less on the accelerator, but he's going to take that bend perfectly. No slide on the way out, which is definitely difficult, especially in early minutes of qualifying. This is actually looking like a really solid lap here from Foxy. He's been putting the work in. We could see a scary race from Foxy today. He took a podium last season. He's out here trying to make a statement, prove to people that, hey, he's got what it takes to battle. As he comes around on the final straight, that DRS is going to be activated. He's going to come across the line. What are we looking at? He's going to shoot himself to a 109.5.
It's very respectable. Right up there with you.
My eyes look much quicker.
HK. Yeah, it looks like he's got a really high downforce setup based on the way he went through the middle sector there. So, wonder if maybe he's chosen to do that, sacrifice a little straight line speed to keep the car safe through this, as you say, technical sector 2. Sector 1 obviously is just the center S's, turn 1, 2, and 3. And then sector 2 runs us all the way through this infield section right up until that last corner. So, interesting lap there from Foxy. He'll definitely be looking to improve that. Who I want to have a look at
Yeah.
though at the moment is Azza, who is on a lap now, currently in 4th place, 108.9, 8/10 off of a very, very speedy Trenny tonight. And I'm not surprised. This feels like a track that Trenny would be just dialed in for, honestly. It just seems to suit his driving style.
Yeah, definitely gonna be fantastic as Azza comes past on a spun off Logie Bear. Unfortunately, taking a bit of a spin.
Very easy to do there. The traction is very difficult here, and if you're running no traction control, you spend the whole
You're
race
gonna be spinning
just
some spinning.
just dancing on the throttle, trying not to crash. That's Westhoff there on the left. That's going to compromise his lap here, unless he's coming into the pits, as Azza takes the shortest line available, all the way to the wall in the inside there, and no,
Gonna
has
improve,
yeah improved by
but
0.13, so a little bit closer there to Corby, who's jumped up into 4th with a 108.6, and Panache has jumped Fluxy as well with a 108.2. So getting tied up the top now.
and this is what I was talking about. Like that first lap of qualifying, you can someone can get a really good gap, but come to like that middle part where that grip starts to show up for the other races, you can start to see some really close lap times coming up.
No, it should be good. For me personally, I hate qualifying. I really struggle to get the most out of the car, so I'll always go out there with maybe 2 or 3 extra laps worth of fuel and just circulate for a bit. Here comes
Yeah.
Fluxy using the maximum run to the line strategy. It's a good little NASCAR one. Look how far over to the right he is. Has to move in because of the grass before turn 1. Beautiful lines there through 1 and 2. And full throttle here all the way out to turn 3 and down this beautiful long DRS straight. Be interested to see if Fluxy can get another pole position here. 2/10 up already.
If he keeps it up, he definitely may go up for it. As Corby comes out of nowhere and sits a 108.1, competing for that top spot with Trini.
I think that might
Fluxy's
have
still
been
0.2 up.
Corby's 3rd lap. I think he might have done the double there, so maybe set the tyre pressures a bit lower and warm them up slow. Oh, around goes Fluxy.
And that's exactly what we were talking about.
Not sure. He's got the old pit lane button lit up at the moment. Not sure why that is. Maybe he's... Oh, yes, and he's recharging the ERS. So we're going to get another Fluxy lap here. But the main man at the moment, the big man right at the top, Trenny, currently on a lap. Let's ride on board. See if he can improve his lap here. Don't have any Sector 1 data, sadly, but coming up, beautiful line here, all the way around, 3rd gear, through that left-hander, flat all the way down this hill. There is a bump there which he hits on the exit. I've hit that one in the wet and spun out and killed myself. Through 4th gear, that's some good lines as well, all the way up to the line here. And that exit is so important, especially in the race. You've got to make sure you maximise that to get the run up here. Trenny's decided that was, in fact, not a good enough lap, and he's come into the pits. Alright, Fluxy attempt number 2. We'll ride on board with this one, Fluxy, coming down into the fast left-handers. What are you thinking here, Ling, if you're racing tomorrow night? Are you going the lower downforce? Are you going more downforce? Just sort of balance it in the middle? What's your strategy?
Yeah, I've got to play it for the race because I have a qualifying ban tomorrow night from last season. I'll be facing 2 in a row from my shenanigans last season, unfortunately. Fortunately, the end of the season caused a few too many accidents, but Fluxy having a stellar lap here by the looks of it.
The big question is going to be, will he have enough fuel here to complete this lap? Brazil's are quite good for fuel usage, so he should have enough to get around, but he might be struggling to get back into the pits for the next lap. Oh, touching that curb on the inside. You're playing with danger when you do that.
Unfortunately, not very much off on his lap. It was only 100th. And he takes a 1.4 advantage.
He's taking a 10th out of Trenny.
1.4.
Yes. So that condenses the top 4 down to 1.5 tenths between Trenny and Panache in 4th. We've got Siphon in 5th, a 108.5. 3 tenths up on Azza in 6th. Combat Rat 7th with a 108.9. Fizzo, the first drivers, in the 109 with a 109.002. Ames in 10th. Westhoff 10th, sorry. Ames is 9th. HK Racing 11th. Your boy Cappy 12th. Foxy in 13th. Loggy Bear 14th. Conrod 15th. And rounding out our current qualifying drivers is Agarius. Coutinho, serving a qualifying ban, will be starting from P17, a beloved position.
Got a couple laps out. I believe Fluxy's taken a bit of a break from his lap, but Azza is out on her lap at the moment.
Yeah, so Fluxy will be on an in-lap. It'll be interesting to see if he makes it around with fuel as well. A couple of drivers just stacking up at the last corner. We're getting down to critical hours now as the qualifying session comes to a close. This is apparently Azza's 4th lap, so she's had a couple of cracks at this one. It'll be interesting to see how she performs here, as we'll get Sector 2 Delta time pop up right about now. Or she's only just up 0.038, and that's not an ideal final corner either, so enough time to box in and get a fresh set on, and maybe one more crack if she's got enough tyres. Or just finish the lap. Yeah, lost a 10th down that long straight.
Just not going to be enough, unfortunately.
Who do we want to watch on this lap? What about HK Racing? The man in P11, chasing down his teammate Azza in P6. He'll need to find about 6/10 of a second. And look at this Fluxy line right out on the grass. AstroTurf.
He's done his homework. He rides it very close on in, but loses a bit of speed. I feel like he may... Yeah, he's going to invalidate right there. You just see him not getting quickly... Yeah. Not getting very quick on the accelerator, though.
Back that right off. Thank you, Butters, for the love. It's good to have you in chat. Missing you in the box this week, mate. It's good to have Ling back, though. Butters and I
Trenny.
get... Oh, what's happened there? A what? Oh.
Trenny is at a 107.8. I
am very impressed. That is a very, very sexy lap time. 107.8. Wish we'd seen it on stream, actually. That'd have been a beautiful one to ride along with.
Yeah, I'd only just... I've been focusing on HK, as we were previously mentioning, who's just going to take a little bit of a spin out, unfortunately.
Oh, that's the big rear tyre warming strategy there. We've seen a lap from Foxy. Who haven't we seen a lap from? Fizzo. Fizzo's currently on a lap, I think, here. No, Fizzo's not on a lap. What about Siphon? Yeah, looks like we're on a lap here with Siphon. So, currently P5 in the Alpine, looking to replicate some heroics from Esteban Ocon from the weekend as he goes past one of the Ferraris parked there on the grass.
Mr. Ocon having a fantastic weekend in Monaco.
Yeah, what a great race. I did laugh very hard when they were all tiptoeing through the hairpin. It was quite fantastic. Whose Siphon's going to be up 0.3. We might be able to see a good lap here from Siphon. Yeah, it might be
Keeps
the
it up.
second driver.
Could take himself into coming up into 3rd or 2nd.
I was going to say second driver in the 107s if he keeps this one up as he comes across the line now. Oh, touch of the wall maybe. A 108.2, so didn't actually improve at all. Not sure what happened there. Maybe the lap wasn't valid, or maybe there was some timing glitches. Siphon sticks it in P5 and sits there. Right. I think this is the one we're all waiting. If there's a person to challenge Trenny, it's probably Fluxy tonight. Be right on board with him now, up into this challenging double right. Stays in 7th gear all the way up the hill, doesn't shift up. 6th gear through those corners, very nice. Down into 3rd, that's beautiful. I do find taking an early turn and carrying that through the apex is very important there.
Yeah, the earlier you can take that corner, the earlier you can get back on the accelerator. I find as I go through there. And Fluxy taking through that corner and 4th doing an absolute fantastic job. We're going to get that Sector 2 data. He's going to be up 0.1. 0.18. He's got a lot of work to do here in this 3rd and final sector.
That was a beautiful run through that last turn, though, if he's going to make up time down this main straight. I'm amazed at how much they're attacking that curb. It's a big, dangerous curb. All the way out, next to the wall, doesn't touch it, and doesn't quite crack the 7s. 108.081 to finish his qualifying. Here we go. Trenny, I think, might be on another lap here. He's using the ERS. He's stayed out to go again, and he's backed off right as we've gone on board with him. So nothing more from Trenny. He's going to stick where he is. Combat Rat is 1.4 off, so I think Combat Rat might be done. Westoff coming up to the line. He's had a really tough start to the season. Can he improve?
He's 0.3. He's going to kick himself up 2 spots.
It's a very nice
Well played by
P7.
Westoff.
That's the best lap we've seen from Westoff so far this season. I think he started P20 and P19 from the last 2 races. And, well, here's HK Racing going 168 kilometers an hour in a flat-out 8th gear zone. And Agarius is up, apparently.
He's up, but he's also was just off the track. So very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Definitely
off the
not
track.
up.
18.0 off. So, that is the end of qualifying then. Trenny takes it with a 107.813. Fluxy with a 108.081. Corby with a 108.15. Half a tenth in front of Panache, who in turn is about half a tenth in front of Siphon. Combat Rat takes 6th. Westoff 7th. Fizzo 8th. As a 9th. Ames 10th. And then running through the rest of the grid, Foxy, HK, your boy Cappy, Loggy, Conrad, Agarius, and as we've discussed, Coutinho, starting from 17th place as we prepare ourselves for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Do you think Trenny's got the race pace to keep this one up here?
Look, almost 2/10 in qualifying. You're over the rest of the track. If as long as he doesn't have any major spins or blowouts or anything like that, I think he might have it in the bag. However, you can never really count Fluxy out.
I think
Fluxy bringing in that experience from
has shown a lot of race pace. And people like Azza as well. I've seen Azza have absolute races where she just goes and goes and goes. So run everyone down, all the way down, make sure that the data is stored, and the race director as well. So 4 tyres used by Westoff, interestingly. So he must have gone with a softer strat. Only 2 tyres from Corby. HK, 1 timed lap, 1 set of softs. That'll be interesting for the race. The soft tyres definitely work pretty well here. HK Racing had 2 laps invalidated, hence why we didn't see much more from him. Fizzo as well, Siphon, Corby Conrad, and Fluxy, and Ames as well. So, it's all to play for here, Ling. Turn 1 is going to be an interesting watch, I think.
Hopefully we don't have any incidents like last week. Hopefully we can keep everyone in the race, because there is nothing more frustrating than getting through the first corner and not being able to race the rest of it.
I think
You get excited.
Safety car's a very high chance here. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off then.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
But yeah, I think playing for the safety car is not a bad shout for this one. There's a lot of places where a touch from another car or running it a bit deep can send you right into the wall. So we'll see how everyone plays this as we play the waiting game. Hope you're having a good night, chat.
We're sitting in the T-pose pit lane.
It's my favourite thing. We've got these stewards and marshals, the fire guys on the pit wall. They're all very attentive, very active, moving around, and the broken engineers.
Feels like one of those like high school photos where you're like all sitting together, all sitting the exact same way, hands on your knees, tucked in, ready to get that photo. But our race is going to come underway. We're going to be heading into that formation lap to get us started.
Yeah, and a nice simple one as well. After last week, the sprint and into the future, it sort of took a while to get warmed up, but sure, qualifying into a 50% race, a real stock standard sort of system for us. We'll get all of the data back up. And
good for them to have that sort of that normal race that they're used to just before we head into the first instance of 100%.
200% races back to back, which is going to be fascinating. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Definitely different strategies. You have to two-stop most of the times if you're going to do a 100% race. Whereas for 50% race, medium to hard or hard to medium is the usual, except for Foxy. Soft tyres on the 11th place Alpha Tauri there. Wonder what he's playing at. Ling, what if you're starting on softs, how are you playing this race?
Foxy loves to start his races on softs if he's not sitting far up in the back. Usually if he's sitting in the points, he'll leave it and he'll stick to a normal one. But to see him out there on those softs, being he's going for a more aggressive strategy early on, and then he's looking to play the undercut game
It's
or overcut.
interesting for some people as well. The hard to soft strategy and the soft to hard strategy is one that could come into play here. But if you've gone with a harder tyre set, which we know, the only driver we know hasn't done that is Westhoff. Westhoff has one set of hards, one set of mediums, and the rest are used softs. If you go softs to start and get a very early safety car, you can go medium to the end of the race. Or hard to hard as well if you really wanted to do that.
Yeah,
So
you definitely can. Is this a race that requires you to use both hard and medium compound at least once?
it is. It is. Well, sorry, you need to use one of the hard or the mediums. So trending on hards to
You
start
do,
us off
right.
with Fluxy in second on mediums. Expect Fluxy to be quick off the line. Corby and Panache the second row on hard. Siphon, Combat Rat medium hard. And then the fourth row Westhoff hards, Fizzo mediums. As we get ready to go racing here in Brazil, as the lights come on, the session
I'm glad
resets.
Glad we have a front camera this week.
It's good as we are finally away. Held for a long time. Fluxy with the jump on those medium tyres. Beautiful. And it looks like Corby's got a great jump as well. Jumping up over the Ferrari. Coming down into turn one. Looks like 3 wide back in the pack. Everyone trying to make some moves early. Trenny has held on from Fluxy there. I'm a bit surprised by that. Fluxy, though, will be looking to come.
Always got a spin.
Oh, as we see an Alfa Romeo of Fizzo around. That shouldn't impact too many people. Corby out from fourth, as you've noticed. And Trenny holding tough here with Fluxy. Looks like he's going to keep the lead here. Well done to Trenny. That's a great start as we've got Chaos at the back. HK's out.
HK. HK's gone. What has
into
happened?
the wall on the inside. Looks like contact with probably the McLaren there of Coutinho. And we have a virtual safety car. So no full course safety car to start. Gee, that's really unfortunate. He has not caught any luck this season yet, has HK. He'll be absolutely livid with that.
I was always bummed to see HK out early, and it's literally what I was saying. The last thing you want to do is go out on the first couple of laps because you spend all this time getting excited, getting ready, and you're just gone.
Now, important here is everyone is under virtual safety car. You don't want to get yourself a penalty for going too quickly. As we are back to green, and it looks like everyone has survived without doing that. And Panache and Fluxy look like they're having a bit of a fight up front. Fluxy actually is having a go at Trenny as one of the McLarens is around. That'll be Westhoff. Westhoff is gone, and Fluxy's through. Through all that chaos, Fluxy goes to the lead. Trenny in second, Siphon up to third, and Panache holding his fourth position from the start of the race.
Yeah, the first corner had a tiny little bit of contact between Trenny and Fluxy. Not sure what sort of contact we had. It looked like a very, very, very light touch.
So we've got Corby, Westhoff coming in, getting some new... Coutinho, getting some wings. Westhoff recovering from possible contact with HK. Agarius is up 4. Conrod up 4 as well. Foxy up into 10th on these soft tyres. He'll be looking to make some moves. And everyone else is starting to spread out slowly. Azar chasing down Combat Rat 5th, 6th. Good little fight going on here.
Yeah.
We see them come out of the last corner. Azar gets a decent run, but no DRS enabled yet. That'll come at the end of the next lap. Siphon has made up some serious time on Trenny as Fluxy sets the fastest lap. Understandably, he's on a softer set of tyres than the rest of his competitors behind him.
DRS going to be enabled for this lap. Trenny is just going to be inside of that DRS range. Just very, very shy of it. He's going to be able to catch him speed up. But Siphon's going to be out of range. Oh, no, Siphon's going to be in range. I'm doing my math wrong. We're going to see a little bit of a DRS train start to form as your top 4 are all going to be inside DRS range of each other.
On board here with Foxy, he's currently the closest battle. Having a look around the outside of Loggy Bear. 2-step softer tyres. He's on the softs, Loggy Bear on the hards. As he's... Oh, look how much deeper he can send it in the corner and still well it up. Foxy now will be trying to take advantage of the DRS down the main straight. Trenny's just fallen outside of a second of Fluxy right at the critical moment. We'll see if we'll be able to recover that, but he might be under pressure from Siphon coming up to the line. Azar as well. Combat Rat outside of a second of Panache. Azar will be looking for that shot up into 5th. Let's head up to Azza and see if she can make anything happen with the DRS closing. Using a lot of ERS as well, and this should be move done as Combat Rat hangs tough on the outside, but that's all good. Panache with a 3-second penalty. That's going to ruin your race, Ling.
Yeah, indeed it is. Especially if safety cars continue. What you missed at the end of there as well on the straight, Foxy had to go at Logie and managed to make himself all the way around as he proceeds to gun on those soft tires. He's managed to work himself up from 11th to 9th now. You're going to catch up and have a go at Logie while we head back to our front runners. Oh, Flukesy is going to have a little bit of a spin. Tranny's going to take the lead back of the Grand Prix, but Siphon going to be very close behind. We're going to see a bit of a gap form from these two.
It looks like Flukes is rejoined behind the Mercedes of your boy Cappy way down in 8th. So if you're on these hard tyres, Trenny leading the race, Panache in 3rd, previous winner from Baku as well. And we obviously have Azza and Combat on the hards as well. They will be very happy to see any of the medium tyre runners behind them. Siphon now the lead medium tyre runner. The almost alternate strategy tonight, actually, is unable to make any time up on Trenny. Looks like Trenny's got some wing taken off of the car and is running maybe more of a Indianapolis 500 spec than a F1 car.
Yeah, that DRS is going to be effective in Siphon catching up. ERS, very similar between the two as well, so it's going to be interesting to see if someone wants to play more aggressive than the other to hold their spot.
Something's gone wrong here for Combat Rat. He's dropped all the way down the field. He was sitting up in 5th place. He's down to 9th as well. So we didn't catch what has happened here, but he's down here fighting now. He's held off Loggy Bear to keep 10th position. And Conrad having a fight with Agarius as well. Agarius looking to make this move up. Conrad's already got the flashing light of death going on. He's decided it's Disco Ferrari party time. ERS is gone.
Yeah, some people like to use it a little bit earlier on and help them gain the advantage. You can see the same from Foxy coming out, who's on 27.
Foxy's done well. He's moved his way up into 8th on these soft tyres. Now it'll be all about hold on and see how he can make things happen. So we're on board now. Siphon for the race lead takes it down the inside of Trenny. I've hit the wrong button there.
See a little bit of contact.
Oh dear.
A little bit of contact, unfortunately.
Bit of off-track stuff there. Trenny has dropped to 2nd, though Siphon is on those medium tyres, so it'll be interesting to see if he can pull away enough to get outside of the DRS. A couple of battles going on down the field as well. Your boy Cappy within a 2nd of Flukesy, Foxy within a 2nd of that as well, and Combat Rat, Loggy Bear continuing that train as well. A bit of a Flukesy train going on.
Yeah, that DRS train that I was talking about has moved from the front of the pack down to about the middle to the back of the pack now.
Tell you what, if I was racing tonight, where Panache is right now in 3rd, that's about where I want to be, as we see Fizzo has spun it out, coming through that quick double right-hander. Looks like everyone else is through there fairly unimpeded, but I do like being, about a 1.5 seconds off the leaders and not having anyone in my rear mirror to have to look at. I can just enjoy watching what's happening up ahead.
Yeah, and Siphon's gonna dump a bit of the ERS to keep himself the gap on Tranny. But yeah, the only thing you don't want from Panache is you don't want to be having that 3-second penalty.
Foxy has got the ERS light blinking as Combat Rat chases him down. Combat Rat with 85% ERS, so he'll be sitting here.
Yeah.
He knows Foxy's on those soft tyres, but he's also seen that gap between Foxy and your boy Cappy grow from 7/10. I think he has to make this move quickly. As he runs it down the inside, he's alongside by the time they hit the braking zone. Foxy doesn't leave him a whole lot of room. Well moved from both of them there. There was about a car's width from Foxy. He kept it within bounds as well. So Foxy holds onto that position. Those soft tyres still have just a little bit of life left in them. Combat Rat will be left incredible.
Oh, he's going to take it a bit too hard. Unfortunately, and Combat Rat's going to be getting that position.
Just when you're giving him the proper wrap there, Foxy sends it around on the curbs. He'll rejoin, but those tyres now, those soft tyres, as we see Foxy spin it again, will be... They will be hotter than hell back there. 130 degrees of core temperature. You can cook at least 2 eggs on that before you lose heat.
Logie and Combat are going to be coming up, having a little bit of battle against themselves as they. Logie's just going to take it and take a bit of the gap. He's going to play it safe with the ARS. Maybe has a bit of knowledge as to what Combat Art's doing. Goes a little bit wide in the first corner, unfortunately. Combat Art's going to be able to gain a bit of an advantage off of that. 0.5.
Yeah, the
Still
real
in that,
battle at the moment
DRS range.
is our battle for P. Oh, as we go on board to watch Siphon spin
The
it out.
caster curse.
Oh, that doesn't exist, mate. There's no such thing. Siphon now out with the spin all the way down. He's going to go head back and see what Flukesy's doing. The Alpine twins here. As Siphon lets Flukesy through. Both Alpines, both medium tyres, both have spun it up in the first 7 laps.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see whether it follows the same for the hard. Your hard tyres are currently your first, second, and third. This is fantastic if you are these 3.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Panache won last week, so he's got a bit of momentum going. Trenny has been on fire. I know about midway through last season we were having some epic battles, myself and Trenny. Is a very difficult man to get past. You have to get it very right. And I've sung his praises before in the box during the season, and I'll probably sing them all season long. So I wouldn't mind seeing a victory from Trenny. And Panache, well, we know Panache can be quick, so that battle for first and second is going to be good. Azza has just unassumingly kept herself up there in third place, about 5 seconds off the leaders. And then Ames, Flukesy, Siphon, your boy Cappy, the medium runners, currently running from 4th to 7th, all pretty close to each other.
Yeah, and I think if you're in Az's position right now, you are in a pretty comfortable one. You've seen the front runners kind of have battles and spin out, whereas like you're Azza, you're in third, you're comfortable. Sure, there's a 5-second gap there, but all you have to wait is for the 2 front runners to have a battle on someone's spin, and suddenly you're back in it and having a good time.
Currently having a ride around with Flukesy at the moment, keeping an eye on this battle between himself and Ames. Ames has dropped back to Flukesy, and Flukesy has been pressing on with these tyres. Spun them up early, so they'll have probably a bit of extra wear on them. 19% ERS as he closes the gap all the way down. And should have that comfortably done by turn 1 as he pushes Ames all the way out there. Says if you want to use the full width of the track, then you use the full width of the track, and makes his way through. Ames unable to keep it on the apex, so those tyres I reckon might be starting to say goodbye to life for Ames here in 5th place.
Yeah, and that's the really unfortunate thing. While in qualifying, using the whole track is fantastic. In a race day situation, not always the greatest play. You can sort of open yourselves up to some beautiful overtakes like we saw from Flukesy just then.
Fizzo gets a 3-second penalty as Coutinho, I believe that is, has spun it up at turn 1. Will be overtaken by Foxy more than likely before the end of the lap. Azza now is the car between the top 2 and Flukesy on the charge, and Siphon will be looking to follow in his teammates' footsteps on Ames on this lap. Let's see if we can get this move done.
Yeah, definitely got the ERS to do it. So we'll
yeah, it looks like he's going to comfortably get this one done into turn 1. As the camera pans across, he takes the line, and through goes Siphon. We saw last week Siphon and Flukesy working together through the pack. This Alpine pairing is incredibly strong this season. But Siphon will be very frustrated that what's happened here is Flukesy has got outside of that second. So no DRS for Siphon down this back straight, and he'll be pedaling hard to try and get back into that DRS and make use of the Alpine ahead of him, pulling him through the race.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see whether they're communicating and see whether Flukesy just like doesn't slow down a lot, but just takes a few corners just a little bit less, just so Siphon can get back into that DRS.
Just heading down to our closest battle on the track here. Agarius is about 4/10 behind Conrad in the Ferrari. Agarius 48% ERS, and while we're riding on board, we can see Conrad flashing the light. How do you manage your ERS through a race, Ling? Are you well, you got to use it sort of guy, or you I'll use this later?
I have been told by multiple people that my ERS usage is horrible. Apparently, I am shocking for it. So that is definitely something I need to work on. But in some tracks, I'm definitely better than others because it's easy to gain ERS. So as Agarius is going to be using that DRS. Not going to be able to make the move entirely, but hopefully realizes that flashing light is there and going to be able to make a move just in this next DRS zone. Well, a little bit of unfortunate through those first two corners. He's going to use the ERS and is going to smash the DRS and is going to try and make a move on Conrad. Unfortunately, not going to make it in time. Decide to back off and save that ERS. So we head through the corners and beautifully taken from both drivers
Yeah,
as
it
that
looks
battle
like
continues on.
Fizzo with his second 3-second penalty in about as many laps, so he might be looking for the record of most penalties in a single race at this rate. Looks like Conrad's got some good straight line speed.
I think I've got that record at the moment in the lower division from last season. I think I had like 16 to 20 seconds on one race, which was rather unfortunate.
I will say I went a lap down at Portimao last season, and I then only had one goal, and that was how many penalties can I get in a single race. And I think I got to 27 before being told that if I got more, I'd be disqualified. So that was a lot of fun. Ames is in the pits. Ames is the first to blink.
And it might be the play going for the undercut, get onto those hard tires early, and make your way through the rest of the race. If your tire management can be good.
We saw Ames struggle with both Fluxy and Siphon. They both shot straight past. Azza doesn't seem to have the pace of Panache and Trenny up front. She's 7.5 seconds off of the leaders here and has fallen all the way back now to Fluxy. Siphon will probably close up on Fluxy through this battle as well, so he'll be hoping to make quick work of both of these cars, as Ames has come out in 13th, and how much clean air? Oh, Ames has got practically a whole straight worth of clean air, so as long as he can keep the tyres underneath him, he's going to be winning, but 13 laps now and not a single safety car.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see HK being our only unfortunate lost driver early on, as Fluxy is going to be coming up on Azza here. He's going to make that move successful, going to go around the outside. Azza's going to have that inside line to defend a much easier. They're going to go side by side through the second corner as well. Fluxy getting taken off the track a little bit. Azza going to have that distance, and the move is going to be on Fluxy, going to have that DRS. Azza's going to dump the ERS to get by, but unfortunately just not enough, as Fluxy makes his way back into podium position.
That's
just fantastic to see.
Great bit of respectful racing from both of them there. Both left each other a car width. Both of them left enough room to do what they needed to do. Didn't impede each other. They, hit their marks, as Siphon gets 3 seconds of time penalties behind these two, so that'll hurt him. But a great show of racing from both of them. Azza has definitely stepped up her racing ability during last season and into this season, working with HK Racing a lot in their team to improve speed and also on-track performance. And Fluxy, a veteran of this.
She's going to be close behind here. She's going to have plenty of ERS. Is she going to decide to make the move? Just going to use the DRS. No ERS to get herself by. But maybe on our next straight, we're going to see something from the two of them. Because that blinking light from Fluxy is going to be saying, hey, I've got nothing to defend myself.
I can tell you now, I know for a fact that Azza will have a certain HK Racing in her ear, helping her through the rest of this race now that he's out. And he'll be saying to her something like this. I can't do the voice, but we'll give it a go. It'll be something like...
Give us your best HK impression.
Oh, well, he's quicker than you at the moment, Azza, so just... I can't do it. I'm more Batman than I'm a HK. Killed my voice doing it. But he'll be telling her, Fluxy's got the pace on you. Just fall in behind. His tyres are going to go off before you. Just use his pace and follow. Get the DRS, learn his lines, and see if you can learn something for the end of the race. So she'll be in a battle with this now. Azza has Werrowboy in a chat as well for the optimal strategy call. Azza's probably going so slow because she probably can't hear what's going on in the game if the two of them are in a chat, as Fluxy now comes into the pits.
Yeah, Fluxy going to take a bit of an earlier pit stop. Usually you see the mediums go 15 to 16 laps, but deciding to come in on just 14 laps. Probably going to drop down to around that 12th, 13th mark.
Well, here with
depending on.
Ames obviously pitted 2 laps ago, has been on these fresh hard tyres for 2 laps, was fighting with the guys, Siphon, Fluxy, Azza up around there, as it looks like he's going to come upon Fizzo, who spun it out at turn 1. Fluxy is already at pit exit and will be up to speed well before Ames gets anywhere near there. So great pace from Fluxy there against the fresh hard tyres of Ames. We'll jump on with Fluxy. Fresh hard tyres are often fun to watch on an outlap. See if he can keep everything under control.
It is indeed the make or break moment of the lap. Cold, hard tires absolutely suck, and you can see the control of Fluxy there, not being too aggressive on the accelerator, but still carrying a lot of speed through that technical section. Is probably going to do the same through the rest of our S-bend here in Sector 2.
A lot of love to Werry Boy, the man who is tireless in making sure everyone gets their FIA decisions out on time every single week. Siphon's coming into the pits now on his medium tyres, getting rid of those, following in Fluxy's footsteps. It'll be interesting to see if the overcut works for him, as Westhoff currently up in 5th place, started on the hard tyres, has continued on, but Trenny's just continued pulling that gap out front. 3.5 seconds to Panache now. He is just on an absolute world of a drive as we watch Fluxy. Fluxy and Siphon are going to be close here coming out of the pit lane. Siphon's getting up to speed on those cold hard tyres. Fluxy's done enough to stay ahead though. Siphon will be hoping that he can stay close and get that DRS for a couple of laps here.
Being the front leaders of the hard tires, when everyone in front still has to pit, could actually be the play here from Fluxy and Siphon. They may have played this perfectly. If I have a look at
What's been
they're
fun
about
has been watching both of them all season follow each other.
yeah, they're about 30 seconds behind the leader. So I'm not sure what an average pit time is here due to the long exit of the pit zone, but they might be able to play this just right, and if not, they will be having a bit of battle towards the front.
Well, speaking of the leader, here he is. Trenny has just pitted out of the lead. 16 laps on the hards. He's going to try and take these medium tyres the remainder of the race. About 18 laps on those to go. So pretty much
Definitely doable.
half race distance, and has decided to come in and swap those off. He's got Westhoff behind him, so has rejoined with about 4 seconds to Combat Rat up ahead. And no traffic, happy days. Waited for both of the Alpines to get out of the way, and now that he's got free running, has taken his pit stop, and away he goes.
I think this race is definitely going to come down to Fluxy and Siphon battling Trenny at the front. It'll depend on when the top three decide to box and decide to swap out for that medium tire. But 18 laps on medium tires versus hard tires, your hards are definitely going to be looking better towards the end.
Yeah, I think Trenny's got enough of a lead though. He had 3.5 seconds on Panache, who has a 3-second penalty as well for track violation. So he's probably sitting here thinking, if I can get these tyres on now while Fluxy and Siphon are probably running their quicker laps on fresh hards, just build that gap a bit more, and they won't be able to catch me now. So it doesn't cover him off from a safety car. If a safety car comes out in the next lap or two, Panache will probably get an advantage big enough to jump him. Not so much Combat Rat. I think Combat Rats and Azza are too far behind, but a bit risky.
Yeah, definitely getting that advantage.
You don't want to be the first one in usually, but so far we've had a couple of just the virtual safety car right at the start of the race, a couple of yellow flags, but otherwise it's been very clean tonight. So good racing from everyone. Loving not being on the streets of Baku.
Yeah, everyone's got like a nice distance between each other. There's no real massive battles going on except Ames and Corby right now. Never mind. The Caster Curse yet again speaks. Every time we have spoken about someone having a battle, they've spun.
Well, speaking of battles, here's Fluxy closing in on Agarius. So we watched Corby go around. Poor Corby, man. I was just about to make comment on the fact that, he'd started in third. He had a really tough start. He worked his way back up into a really good position, and then now he spun it up as he was fighting with Ames. So here's Fluxy now, looking to make this move on Agarius. down the inside. Agarius was the slowest of the qualifiers here tonight who were permitted to do a qualifying run, and that move is completed. As we'll have a look at...
Oh, and Fluxy!
Oh, Fluxy, no!
He's going to take the spin. Makes the move, but unfortunately just not enough to stick it through. It's going to be Siphon making the move on Agarius now. Teammate going to come in and take that move back, and Siphon's going to get around successfully with no spin this time. But with that 3-second penalty, Agarius is still technically ahead of Siphon.
So we've got the McLaren we're about to come up on, who's maybe beached on the curb here. No, he's just waiting. Very smart there from Westhoff, who was running up in P4, now has spun. And
well done by Westhoff to get out of the way and play it nice. However, he may cause some issues here. Oh, he's just going to get ahead in time. Fluxy going to be able to make his move past him, and Westhoff was just not going to battle that. He understands that his tyres are a bit hot right now. 19 laps and spinning. You are going to be having very, very, very hot tyres right now.
We're just seeing Trenny making the move past Combat Rat, so that is 4th position. Azza has come into the pits from 4th. Maybe heard that Fluxy had spun and is trying to take advantage of it. In fact, this battle between Siphon and Azza is going to be fascinating, as Siphon now runs down around the outside on the hard tyres, and Azza will come out right behind on the medium. So there's a good little fight for possibly the last place on the podium now, with Fluxy removing himself from the equation. Azza now will be with all of the people in her ear telling her what to do, and they'll be saying, now's your chance, just get into a rhythm and go make the pass. Well, this is sort of shaken out a bit here, Ling. We got 21 laps about to be put into the books. Trenny currently, other than a safety car, Panache is in the pits. Trenny looks like he's running away with this one tonight.
Yeah, it definitely does. It does look like that. Trenny is going to make the move past Panache. Is going to take the lead yet again of the Grand Prix. He's going to do a fantastic job. Panache is going to be, unfortunately, just a little bit too far back.
Well, the gap was about 3.5 seconds before Trenny made that pit stop, so we'll keep an eye on the delta to see what that turns into. Panache will have 4-lap fresher medium tyres, as the gaps now come in at about 4.5 seconds. So Trenny only gained about a second on the fresh medium tyres there, second and a half over the old hards. Maybe he's just backed it off, maybe he's decided it's control the race time, as Azza now is up to speed and is starting to apply some pressure here to Siphon. The Williams up against the Alpine. This should be interesting to see.
It's very difficult to make a move past in this second sector. During all the S-bends, everyone's pretty much riding close. It's a bit hard to make a move on the outside unless you are absolutely close by. But is in a beautiful position, only 0.3, 0.4 behind. If she can hold that gap, it is definitely going to be very interesting on the straight here. Oh, we're going to see a bit of a late. Oh, going to be playing with fire right there. That's unfortunately a little bit of break, but a little bit of something's happened to Siphon right there, who's just lost a bit of speed. And Asa's going to come around and make the move as we move down the straight, side by side right now. Going to make the move past. Is going to shut Siphon off and not give him access to making that the back move. And Asa is going to move herself back into podium contention of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's great there from Azza. So all of our front runners have made a stop now. Trenny, Panache, Azza, Siphon, Ames, Combat Rat, Fluxy have all definitely made stops, as has Loggy Bear on fresh medium tyres. So we're not expecting any more stops tonight. Maybe Foxy, who started on the soft tyres and has been on those hards for 14 laps down in 14th. But otherwise, you could probably start moving some paparazzi into the pit lane for some photos at this point. I think we're pretty set.
Yeah, we're going to wait and see what happens with spins and everything like that. And if we got a spin or a safety car or someone crashes their car, could be quite interesting. Fizzo, what penalty is that now for him? Is that 9
that's
seconds?
number 3, yeah, 9 seconds for Fizzo. I could pull up the penalty tracker, but I can tell you from watching it, Panache is on 3, Siphon is on 3, and Fizzo's on 9. So
rather unfortunate.
Combat Rat now coming up on the back of Ames. Combat Rat on very fresh medium tyres. They'll be completing their second lap here, and Ames on 10 lap old hards, one of the earliest to take advantage of a fresh set of tyres. as Combat Rat now will be forced to the outside here by Ames. Ames holds the inside. Combat Rat will have better traction out of this corner thanks to those tyres, and well done from both of them again. Great driving through turn 1 from this entire division tonight. So many kudos to each of the drivers here who have kept it relatively clean.
I'm just going to make the move back, though. He said, nah, you're not having that for free, and they leave just enough for each other. Combat Rat coming out as the successor in that corner. Combat Rat moves back up to 5th place.
Yeah, Combat Rat had to run a bit wide there to do it with Ames on the inside, so maybe some question marks over that move. Maybe we might see that one show up a bit later in a report. But either way, I think the inevitable was going to happen there. Combat Rat was destined to get past on these better tyres. But well played by Ames to get that move done back down the inside. So thus ends most of the battles, other than our two McLarens fighting for 15th and 16th with Westhoff and Coutinho. Everyone else is got more than a second gap at the moment.
It's a bit of downtime for us here in the commentary box. We got a bit of time just to chill out and wait for some exciting stories to come.
Yeah, let's have a look at Trenny. We're riding on board now with our leader on his 25th circuit. Coming around, currently just cruising. His gap to Panache is pretty much steady at about 4 and a bit seconds. Az is about 10.8 seconds back from that, so almost guaranteed to be able to make a pit stop and come out in second place at this point. Panache will keep the pressure on though. Siphon is dropping back from Azza in 4th, about 2 seconds now. Those fresh medium tyres doing the work, though Siphon might come back at Azza towards the end of the race. Yeah, good to see Trenny out front.
I think Trenny is going for the overlap on Coutinho and Westhoff, using a bit of ERS to get some distance there. I think he wants to catch up and sort of make a statement at this race that I'm here to fight. I'm here to have fun.
Alright, I found a bit of a battle on track. We've got Agarius in 11th, Conrad in 12th, and Corby in 13th. Not for the points this one, but they're all within a second of each other, and that's as good as it's going to get tonight.
All bragging rights here.
Bit of bragging rights. You also never know, someone might crash out of the top 10 and get yourself a point, and bring out a safety car, as Dodge in chat has begun doing the old safety car dance for. Corby now trying to recover after that awkward spin that he had earlier in the race down the inside of Conrad. Just enough space given and just enough space taken as he almost loses the back end out of 1. Runs him very wide through 2, but he's recovered it well there. Conrad
spun a little bit as well just there, managed to save it.
Probably trying to avoid an anticipated crash there. Thought maybe Corby would be coming around, but both are through safely. Corby on those fresh medium tyres over Conrad on the hards. Agarius in front also on medium tyres, so see if anything can happen there. Flukesy's back up behind Ames. The last time we saw this was, let's just say it wasn't a good time for Flukesy.
We're yet again back to a bit of quiet time. Everyone with a second gap, at least.
This is the good stuff. We can start talking about next week at Imola. Is there any other track you would rather do 100% race distance than Imola?
Good question. Is there any other track? Probably Belgium, just because it's my favorite track.
Well, good news, Ling. That's happening the week after.
I know. Exactly.
Yeah, no, 100% at Imola is going to be painful with Aqua Minerale. A very difficult corner to get right consistently, and the chicane as well. 100% at Monaco, where there's no point. We could do 3 laps at Monaco or 100% laps at Monaco. It would be the same result.
And the exact same.
100% at Silverstone. That'd be good. I'd love to do 100% at Singapore, actually. If we're going to do one, like, you might as well go big. Go big or go home for me. 100% race at Singapore. That'd be 2 hours of goodness.
I reckon Singapore would be interesting. We'd have to shut off a whole night for that. But definitely be interesting. In the meantime, while that was happening, Corby managed to overtake Agarius on the straight. Made a little bit of a move up there. And I believe Flukesy now on battle here with Ames is going to be trying to make the move. No, just going to be trying to get close to battle, and is going to get a beautiful exit. Is going to have all that ability to move straight past Ames, neither of them with massive ERS, but Ames, unfortunately, nothing that he can do is just going to have to give it to Fluxy. And although it's not for a podium, each position matters when you're in those top tens.
Oh dear, naughty,
Oh,
naughty, Fluxy.
Fluxy.
He's just given Ames the back in there and said, now try and keep up with me, mate. If you can stay within 3 seconds, you can have my position back. Fluxy. 3-second time penalty for being a naughty boy.
And this is what you're saying. Time penalties are going to be the killer here.
Well, we're in that real danger zone. We saw Fizzo spin out on the track map earlier. So Fizzo, we were talking earlier about the fight for P11 being for Pride. Well, now that fight for P11 for Corby, he's up into the points in 10th place. As Fizzo spun it out again down at Curva de Sol, I believe that one is down there. So Fizzo's having a rough time of it. Those tyres seem to have given up. But a safety car now, those 3-second penalties, they are a death warrant. An absolute death warrant.
Yeah, and look, it's looking really comfortable for Panache and Tranny here. Panache, unfortunately, doesn't have much way back into it. Tranny's managed to do an overtake on Coutinho. As Siphon picks up, that's another 3-second penalty. So it's going to be 6 seconds now. Combat Rat suddenly has a way back into the race. Can take 4th position if he just moves up and gains a little bit within these last 7 laps essentially that we've got left here.
Yeah, it's a real shame for for Siphon. Combat Rat on the medium tyres as well, so he'll have incentive to chase that 1.5 seconds down. Otherwise, Trenny has lost maybe about 0.8 of a second over the last 5 laps to Panache, but very insignificant amounts. We really are, at this point, it's a safety car or bust. Fluxy might do some catching a Combat Rat here. Ames is already 1.5 seconds off the back of Fluxy, so Fluxy's showing some very, very solid pace at the end of the race, but as we see a McLaren spinning out towards the back there as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Westhoff yet again. Unfortunately, Westhoff not having a great start to the season.
As he stays well out of the way of the Ferrari coming through and then gets right back on track in front of Coutinho. The two McLarens have found each other once again on track. These two have been fighting all night long. 8-lap-old mediums for Westhoff, 10-lap-old hards for Coutinho. Westhoff makes Coutinho go round the outside. There's no team orders here for 14th place, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just all free game at that point. You may as well have a little bit of fun. As we have a bit of a yellow flag popping up in Sector 2, I think from Fizzo. Fizzo on the fresh softs is going to have an unfortunate spin, and both tires are going to be screaming now.
Yeah, he's really struggling here at the rear end of the race. So the two McLarens are side by side through turn 1 and 2. Westhoff, Coutinho fighting it out all the way through turn 3. The
They're going to
CRSs.
get very close.
And they're still side by side down into Curva de Sol. But it looks like that's resolved. Westhoff on the medium tyres gets it sorted, but Coutinho will be looking to stay with him and come back again after Westhoff's tyres were overheated thanks to that spin. But there you go. That's your action for the last 4 laps.
Yeah, I got a fantastic camera of that overtake. Fizzo picking up yet another 3-second penalty. That's going to be 15 now. Oh no, 12 now, unfortunately.
Fizzo's back into the pit lane here. We'll chuck on Panache at the request of Reblitz. Former teammate of mine, Reblitz, is now a reserve driver in this division. He's looking to scout out a bit of Panache, as it looks like that's Fizzo has retired from the race in the pit lane. So Fizzo will be required to submit some evidence to show that he has indeed sustained either rear wing damage, which makes a lot of sense considering the amount of spins he was having. Rear wing damage actually is the only way you can submit that evidence. So as his car makes its way back onto the track, hopefully we'll stay
the car's going to be
out of the way and not bring out a safety car. It shouldn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, that could be. The AI in this game can tend to cause some accidents, and unfortunately, you're held liable to your AI. So if your AI causes an accident, you're responsible for it.
And it oh no, sorry, this is not a virtual safety car. It's a Ferrari of Conrad who spun out in Sector 3, making it look like a safety car would come out, but no.
Fizzo's car has just stopped on the road? and
Yeah,
now
no.
removed itself from the.
When you retire
Interesting.
from the pit lane, your car will drive out and then
And
pull
then
up and
retire.
retire. Um, Thankfully, it doesn't seem to cause safety cars. There
That's
was a
good.
little bit of testing to make sure that would be okay. Corby has gone past your boy Cappy here while that was all happening. So Corby's up into ninth, your boy Cappy down into 10th place. Not sure if that was a bit of a team call or Corby might just have the speed on those medium tyres at the moment as your boy Cappy struggles up the hill.
Yeah, newer medium tires versus all the harder tires, you're just going to end up passing anyway. And Corby's done a good job to make it back here. I think Corby was in last place at one point after the start of the race from the early spin. Done well to get himself back up into the points.
He'll be pretty disappointed, I think. He definitely had a lot more pace, so... Rightio, Ling, it's time for a game. We've got to try
no.
and... Let's entertain ourselves here a bit. Which driver do you think has the most ERS at the moment? And we'll go through the field and have a look.
At the moment, my guess is either going to be Trenny, because he's got nothing to do but just sit in first, or... Yeah, that's my guess. I'm just going to put my money on Trenny.
You're going with Trenny? Tell you what, your boy Cappy's very tempting. We're watching him now with 54%. But I'm going to go with Conrad. I reckon Conrad's the man. Put your guesses now in chat. We've got Combat Rat. We've got Coutinho. We're going to run through the field now. So 43% for Cappy. 13 for Agarius. Oh, 9%. Conrad's let me down. He's got nothing. Foxy's got nothing. That's because they're fighting. Westoff 48. Coutinho 86%.
References will want it.
20%,
Thrown
40.
under the bus.
Oh, Azza's got 68%. What are you doing, Azza? She's saving that for Siphon, who's coming up behind her on 19%. 30%-ish for Combat Rat. Fluxy's in the pits with 67%. Loggy Bear. Oh, Loggy Bear
had 90 when I looked.
Well, he had 80 on stream, so he's just been beaten by Coutinho. So, Fluxy, interesting move here. He's going to put the soft tyres on and go for the points. Congratulations to Reblets for getting the money. Dodge money on Foxy being under 10%. The odds for that one is actually you pay Sportsbet for that bet.
Yeah.
Fluxy's taken those tyres. He's down in 10th place now, and that's Agarius we can see on track who will be causing him problems. He's got better tyres.
But
there goes
they're
Agarius.
going to go side by side, and Agarius is going to take it.
Tell you what, Fluxy's probably pretty happy with that. He'll just take the DRS down the main straight and add that to the fastest lap attempt he's about to make.
My interesting... I'm interested in that play because Fluxy has a time penalty right now. So regardless of whether he gets past Agarius or not, unfortunately he's now put himself out of the points.
It's unfortunate. Like that, I didn't even think about that time penalty. He's throwing the race.
I don't know what his thought process is.
Massive level strategies here. He wants to go down to Div 4 next season. Yeah, unfortunate there, Fizzo. Unlucky, mate. Sorry to see you out. Trenny...
Yeah, had rear wing damage.
Trenny is on the final lap now. Fluxy's going to be impeded a little bit here by Agarius onto his fastest lap attempt. But we'll get it done. So Fluxy's up and through. That's a Conrad parked up on the main straight. No safety cars. Too late now. We're on the final lap as well. Fluxy now putting in an absolute worldie of a lap on those soft tyres. Can he get 3 seconds to Agarius? That's the big question. Will he get 10th place? He's got your boy Cappy in his way through the middle sector. That's going to not help him at all. Looks like one of the Alpha Tauris. That would be Foxy, who spun it out earlier. Let's see if Fluxy tries to make this move here. Desperation to get the fastest lap. No, he's sat back. He should still be able to get it quite comfortably, but let's head back on up.
But even that 1 point doesn't really give you more points than what you already had.
He was
very interesting.
Floating up in 6th place, wasn't he?
He was 5th or 6th.
So
I believe he was up with Siphon.
Incredibly confusing there from him. So not sure what it is.
But
Panache is a second off of Trenny here as we come up to the final straight. Panache with a 3-second penalty, so not much he can really do about it. But here comes Trenny now. comes down, takes the checkered flag. Well done, Trenny. Controlled that one all the way from the start. Practically led every lap. Panache second place. Ends up 4 seconds off the back. Panache charged really hard at the end. Azza has been able to hold off the advances of Siphon. She's going to come home and take her first podium of her career, it will be. So congratulations, Azza.
As they're playing around with heading across the line there, doing a little bit of a dance.
Siphon P4. Combat Rat will take P5 here as and then gets jumped by Combat Rat thanks to that penalty. So Combat Rat was able to stay close enough. Ames in sixth. Fluxy has caught right up onto the back of Corby here. No, sorry, has got past your boy Cappy and will put 3 seconds on Cappy as well. So Fluxy will finish P9, Corby 8, Loggy Bear 7, and your boy Cappy will round out the points paying positions in 10th. Agarius, the last on the lead lap in 11th, and that is the race tonight.
Definitely a fun race. It was definitely a great clean race. We saw some fantastic moves from both experienced and new drivers as well. So that's what I was saying at the start of the race. I was looking forward to those battles because it's a quick track, but we just saw some absolutely clean, beautiful racing from both experienced and newer drivers, which is exactly what I wanted to see.
No, a really good mix. So very exciting to see Azza and Combat Rat up there, both relatively new to the Aussie Racing League. So confirming that Trenny, Panache, Azza, Combat, Siphon, Ames, Loggy, Corby, Fluxy, your boy Cappy, and round out the top 10. My apologies. Your boy Cappy, Agarius, Conrad, Foxy, Coutinho, Westoff, Fizzo, DNF, and HK Racing, of course, out on lap 1. Have a look at all of the pit stop strategies. You can see hard, medium, medium there for Corby. Soft tyres at the end for Fluxy, which we saw going for that fastest lap attempt. Fizzo with the most tyres tonight. We'll have a quick run through the incidents as well to make sure that the race director is here for everyone. Good to see you, Salty, in chat. And, of course, the pit stops, just to confirm it all for you as well. But let's head over to have some interviews, I think. And if we can get the man himself, Trenny, into the voice chat, look forward to having a chat with him.
Yeah, fantastic race. Started first on the grid and finished.
Oh, hello.
There he
Trenny,
is.
the race winner, pole sitter extraordinaire himself. How are you feeling?
It's unbelievable, to be honest. I never thought I would be going from what has previously been 0 point seasons to lapping cars in a race. So
It
it's
just
pretty magical.
Brazil seems to talk to you, mate. Like, what's your secret here? Please share with everyone, because we'd all like to be quicker, I think.
It's literally just practicing every day. I never do that. So I think if I do it more, you might see me at the front a bit more. But we'll see what happens.
Ling,
Nothing, but I got nothing, Trenny. Like that was just literally some beautiful driving. We even saw some great battles with you, and it was clean driving. There was nothing that I would find questionable or anything like that. Just absolutely fantastic. My one question:
Yes.
when you had other people in front of you and they had a little bit of a gap, or they were on faster tires or anything like that, was it sitting in your head that you could have been taking first?
A little, a little. I knew going in with the hards, I would definitely be able to come out in front with the pit strategy. So no, it was definitely there. I was definitely thinking about it.
we did see you
Yeah.
were the first of the top 5 to take that pit stop from the hard tyres onto the medium. Was that totally strategy, or was that just the hard tyres were giving up on you at that point?
It was just strategy. I honestly thought Panache was waiting for me to pit, or he was going to try and undercut me. So I did it, and then he decided to go for an extra 4 laps, and he almost brought it back in the end. So his strategy was great. He did very well.
No, well, big congratulations, mate. A huge congrats. Lots of chat hype as well in Twitch. Make sure you catch up on all of that at the end. But good to see you back on the winning step, mate. Keep the practice up, and you'll be joining the elites in no time for sure.
Yeah, no thanks, boys.
Good on you, mate. Well, there you go, Ling. We didn't expect to see Trenny up on the winner's step tonight, and there he is, practiced his whole way through. But let's grab Panache if we can, and we'll have a chat to our P2 man who brought it to within a second on track by the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, just that time penalty keeping that distance. Unfortunately,
It's one of those things we expected it when we were discussing the start of the Brazilian race. The time penalties really easy to accumulate. If we don't have a Panache, can we get Azza, please? Just getting communications from my productions assistants as Zilla works
the man, the myth, the
tirelessly.
legend.
Zilla works in the background, is an absolute hero. You can hear him on a Thursday night. I believe he and Butters are working together on a Thursday night. But joined now by first time podium sitter. She's worked really hard for this moment. Welcome, Azza. Congratulations.
Thank you. In all honesty, I didn't realize it was my first podium until I crossed the second finish line.
Well, massive congratulations. What are the emotions? Just run it down for us at this point.
Oh, just pure excitement. Like, I've been working a lot and I've been trying to just get better and better with the help of everyone in the Williams team. And it just really came together for me this race. And it's just been leading to it. And I'm just so grateful.
But please tell us, what was it like having both Weru and HK in your ear running your strategy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Could you hear the game?
Could I hear the game? Huh?
Yeah, because they both love talking.
Oh yeah, no, actually they were super sweet, and just kept giving me just all the perfect info that I needed to hear. Great strategy, and as well, I feel bad for HK. He ended up having to just sit by and watch me take a podium, but it's unlucky. But we'll definitely both get up there one of these races. It's deserved.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to it. Asa, you've made some dramatic improvement racing towards the end of last season with you. You showed a lot of promise, and now sitting up on side of a podium. Was there any point of the race where you worried you knew you had it in the bag, or whether you were like, maybe not? Was there like any point where you were worried about it?
Not really, because for the longest time I thought I was just fighting for like P4 or 5. It wasn't until I noticed that what's it called? Fluxy spun out after he pitted that I was just like, okay, I thought he was my race. It's a good time for me to get onto the medium tires and then just see how far I can get on them. And yeah, just definitely worked out perfectly for me. And just, yeah, great race all round.
It was fantastically done. And Crosser, have you seen who's decided to join us in the commentary box as well?
Well, I was going to say, like Alonso to Stroll, all great drivers have their mentor. I believe there's a HK just listening in quietly in the background, making sure we don't feed you misinformation here, Azza. But he's on
No,
mute.
he's
So
actually coming here to bag you for the worst, absolute worst HK impersonation in recording.
I felt
I'm
I
gonna-
felt it was okay.
I'm going to jump out, but well done, Azza. She drove an absolutely brilliant race. It was so cool to watch. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Just really still in shock, to be honest. And just really keen to see how the rest of the season goes, because I know that there's some of the other guys in this what's called lineup that have a bit more pace than I do, but I just feel like if I can just get my races just clean and done, I still have a good chance of getting good points each week.
No, massive
Yeah.
congratulations. Good luck next week. 100% race at Imola. So lots of
Yeah,
practice
that's gonna
coming
be
up.
fun. Oh geez, yeah.
But-
No, should be fun. Good track.
Thank you for joining us in the box, and once again, congratulations. Go enjoy the champagne for P3, and hopefully we see you in the box again as the season goes on.
Fingers crossed. We can always hope, can't we? Especially if we're putting in races like this. Fingers crossed.
Good on Yazza. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your night, and well, Officer Ling, once again, thank you so much for joining me, mate. Any big takeaways from the race tonight?
I am just excited to see how clean racing can get on, firstly, not only a 100% race. I'm excited to see that, but Imola being that first 100% race. It's going to be an exciting time. and I'm excited to see not only the clean racing but the pit strategies that come out of it as well.
It's going to be a good time. Tough track to overtake at Imola, so following a car for 100% race distance is going to be a challenge for everyone. Sadly, we didn't get to see the race in real life this year, but you can watch it all next week here on the Aussie Racing League. Join us again tomorrow night for our Division 2 as they take on the Brazilian Grand Prix, kicking off at 8 p.m. AEST. Thursday night, our Division 1 guys will be going ham at it. They're going to have a full qualifying session kicking off as well, so don't miss out on that. And then Sunday, round 2, the Virginia International Raceway. We're going to have about 50-something GT3 cars split up into 3 classes, taking on the infamous circuit. It's going to be a good time, a 20-minute sprint race, a 40-minute feature race with a reverse grid at a track that's very difficult to overtake. If not, we'll see you next week here, Tuesday night, for our Division 3. Can Azza get another podium? Can Trenny take another win? Will Fluxy finish a race without spinning? Find out next week. But without further ado, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you, chat, for being active. And join the Discord, !Discord. I think I've done all the plugs, Ling. If you can think of any others, please chuck them in now.
Nope. I think I've got all the plugs. I've done !Discord in the chat, so everyone can come join and hang out with us. If you are interested in joining ARL as well, definitely join that Discord as well. We have all our join links in there. Our amazing admin team will be there to help look after you, and we can try work out and getting you involved as well.
Yeah, why not? Jump in. Have Ling and me commentate your race. I promise we're nice to the people that we like. And I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to get myself into hot water if I mention any names. Thank you so much, everyone. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here, same time, same place. If you're watching the YouTube and you're still watching at this point, subscribe. There you go. I found another plug. I did it.
Look at that. Look at you go. And
thanks once again, Ling, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see each other tomorrow night because I believe we're both racing tomorrow.
Oh, heck yeah. I'll try and beat you, but I won't.
So, well, it'll be a good battle nonetheless.
Thanks, everyone.